Hello, everyone. Crystal Wildfire Anthony here with another episode of Spreading Like Wildfire on Muscle Sport TV. Today, we're going to talk about something that I'm kind of well known for on webcam, in my sessions, social media, things like that, and that is the pec bounce. A lot of guys who are into muscular women, who are into muscle control, things like that, love to watch a woman pec bounce. Now, on the flip side of that, a lot of women really like to see a guy pec bounce too. So you guys, don't count yourselves out for this one. You've all probably seen the commercials lately with John Cena, the hefty commercials where he says hefty, 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 and every time he does, his pecs bounce, and the women are all pretty much drooling over him in the supermarket. So guys, if you want to learn how to pec bounce, I'm going to try and show you guys a few things to try and learn, teach yourselves how to pec bounce. So hopefully it helps. I honestly don't remember how I learned to pec bounce. I think that I just had a mind-muscle connection that eventually clicked and I could figure it out. But let's do a few things to try and figure out if you guys who don't know can learn how to pec bounce. So for those of you that don't know, pec bounce, your pecs are your chest muscles. They are, you can see mine split right down the middle. You've got two sets of chest muscles that go out from the middle of your chest all the way out and connect to your front delts here. So they're big fan muscles. Your chest muscle's job in the big scheme of things, in the big world of things, for the most part, is to take your arm and pull it this way. You'll see that as soon as I do that, this chest muscle flexes. A lot of people like to do a lot of bench pressing things, movements for your chest, but if you notice, the flex in my chest when I do this motion is not near the same as soon as I take my arm and move it sideways. So that's another video though on the better way to build your chest, whether it's from pressing or from flies. Maybe I'll do that video next. But for now, we're just talking about how to learn to get a mind-muscle connection so you can pec bounce. So to start off with, like I said, you have to realize where your pecs are, where those muscles are, and how they work. So if you don't know how to make those muscles work to begin with, then what you need to do is you need to do kind of a fly movement with your arms. Let me back up a little bit. Your arms in front of you and crunch down in front of yourself. So you want to do this kind of a movement over and over again. You can do it in a mirror if you need to, so that you see and feel. Your big thing is you want to feel these things crunching. So you want to feel your pecs crunching and flexing. And then once you can do that and kind of feel what that movement is and what it feels like to get your pecs flexing, then you want to start taking your arms out of it. So you either need to not move your arms as much, or hopefully get to the point where you aren't going to move your arms at all, because now you're going to get a mind-muscle connection to go, okay, to make this muscle flex, I know what it felt like when I moved this way. So instead of moving my arm to do it, I need to just flex that muscle. Same thing on the other side. So you can, now I just did one at a time. That is more difficult. A lot of people find it harder to do one pec at a time. So what I would start off with is, like I said, once you start getting that mind-muscle connection, is sitting there and figuring out how to crunch. And that's going to get both of them going at once. Now, of course, for you guys out there that are going to try it, you don't have the breast implants, hopefully. Most of you don't have them anyway. So it's going to look a little different. Some of you may have thicker chest muscles. Some of you may not have real thick muscles. Now, everybody's got chest muscle, whether it's big, small, covered in a lot of fat, not, whatever. You've all got it. So everybody's capable of doing a pec bounce to an extent. So, don't worry if you don't think that you're big and muscular. You can still learn how to do this. So, but like I said, for you guys, of course, it's going to look different without, the boobs bouncing. So, but you want to get to the point where you can flex and things will go up. Flex, things will go up. Now, sometimes it's a little bit easier. I don't know why, but if you take your hands, move them up here. I've got my fingers laced behind my neck like this. And again, do that same movement and flex. You see how everything jumps? You're going to free up. You're not as tense when you're down here. That loosens and frees up that muscle quite a bit so that it can bounce more. And that's another way that you can practice to get that mind-muscle connection. If you feel it helps you to put your hands up here behind your neck and start bouncing. Now, once you get that mind-muscle connection going with both of them, now you can start working on one at a time. A lot of times you're going to start working on one and they're both going to go. And that's okay. You will get there. Keep trying it. So you want to start trying to sit relaxed and tell yourself, I'm just going to try and flex one side. Just one. And you can see mine ripple and move. And even if I'm not paying attention, like there, I was just talking when I started to do it, and my left one started to go too. If you're not paying very close attention to it, both of them will go. So it's much more difficult to make them go one at a time. But you can eventually get to the point where if you're, like I said, if you're paying attention, you can make them both bounce pretty quick. And again, sometimes people find it easier when they're learning for whatever reason to put their hands up here, frees up the muscle, makes it a little looser. Not back here. I've got my arms in front of me. If you can see, my arms are in front of me a little bit so that everything's nice and loose. The muscle's not pulled as taut, and that frees it up quite a bit to move a little bit more. And then you can see the chest muscle all the way up into here, connecting into my front delt. You can see all of it move. So, hopefully, those are a few things that can help you guys. If you want to learn how to pec bounce, then, like I said, in no time, if you keep practicing, you'll be able to get your pecs bouncing one at a time, both. Get them going however you want. And like I said, guys, don't underestimate it. The ladies love it too. And for you guys out there, if you like to see a girl do it, show your girlfriend this video. Tell her even if she doesn't have a lot of muscles, she could do it too. So hopefully you guys find this a little helpful. If not, maybe you just watched and had a wonderful 7-minute jack-off session to me pec bouncing. Who knows? But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later on another episode of Spreading Like Wildfire here on Muscle Sport TV.